A% fertilizer booster. Purely organic. Efrasa simu any de massas no oba de ensano pe. Na menu akayo se wudro bia nim. It is all the yafu a anya de aduaba no anase wo a wudi no benya soso bia. Na chese be ma kwaye aye dekorate kane no a ebe fa na tuma pa e de afra. Na de ma A% edan so kra de se enema no wadua na ewuo na flowers ne aduaba no etiti guo no agya wadwo a. Se wudi A% kanu a ene te se magic no ebe ye prom fe na aso aba bebre anwadi mu pa eti se no kuafo ebenya sika ene anigye awo mabra bomu a na utimi se enya asam keto akora A% ya mammo piafo apanifo monfrɛ ahoman na monje nkyiremu ya ehye media 0552 505723 ana +160 922 78043 A% fertilizer booster piao mama kuadwuma ayani kapa making farming sexy again A% operation feed yourself A% plant your trees and crop.
Yo, what here for ne asho for sabre yeda aye obi biara asese ayani pena anumre yasan ahia mu biom se yehia adwada se na munyina munim dwumadi a baso se dwumadi ye dwumadi sonko a aye Rev.D.N.Adjei wahihye ne sonko a wode brayen abribia e wa hano masasa sabre so nyamre na bekan ho abomodin se over share video no and also be fro nua bi na ono so betimi ba betie dwumadi bi sabre de na yensemre no ye de mesra atiefo we say last week say mo anhuyan a na minya emergency kakra enu ntina yentimi amaso no nti problem no efri me in free reverend ti mesra say monfa enchen ti sabre de reverend I think say then emre ne ko nti dia me bisa nyina say ye de nchia kase emma woni abusuafo nyina ani wo team a mo wo Ghana nyina a mokọ so yechia obi biara bebre na ene no bibi sonko a wahihya wode brain so mesre se ekwan da honom ene no mensemre na watimi ede amai da se bebre
akojo mi se na ye nsheda can't some phobia. We've started a series self-development. Now I know I'm a person share obi just some very important comments we are making. Now, but answer no, I don't know, but I will say be a never the last episode. For the month of February.
Okay.
And he was seen a mabe brebusumi way. And now last Thursday, make one or two things be now. And Tiasha see no can say self-development, adi can hear self-awareness. Tibeti can at here once be who the cry. I say who the cry ya and only baby a self-development nasi free. Because you cannot develop what you don't know. Until one hour person develop on now co with him. Adia was a way and ubet me at one say. Never wow, I'm who kwanya befa so develop home. Because you can never be say if you want that self-awareness, you look at your strength, your weakness, your threats, your whatever that easily my friends a little forces and yema enchebiana why you mistake on home. And so if you know all these things, it puts you at the best position. We'll be to develop I got you the second series, not share why we need to be self-aware and not self-consciousness. And here says, oh, you're self-aware. Abuam how avoid the crisis. So bekaya. Ni baby a wuni mu biano. Na wuni de mitumi de mintumi baby a enche na mafum biano. You will easily avoid crisis because wuni say, "Yema ekuko is the one share the ngwasi abebrem because me mintumi me koko beme." To me koko beme a wuni say voice ne cause say I was say odane wani kakra. So self-awareness is very important. Because the idea of Boauma with me avoid the crisis. And Juma Bu also the showers are genuinely when him say we wouldn't mean ya won't call Jim farm but also. And so self-awareness non name for so back there was I can't say a bow in your self growth. No, Say one guy's up as a winner. Then when you know your weaknesses, you know which part of your life. I was all concentrating with development, no. And the self-awareness is very important. And I could just say self-awareness also helps in developing others. Because an empty barrel will make the most noise. If you are empty and you want to help other people, you end up making noise. Now when to me I'm born if we are self-aware, because I assignment here obey the bread will say now I win himself mathematics, I won't share that idea. Then you know who to contact and how to help your children if you are self-aware. And especially say who area be also you're strong so help even in the raising of your children. Because I mean so maths there me are there and in maths side that you know how to help them and how to bring them to speed. And these are some of the things that I share. And here can say a bit me develop here. I think your last series me can say we should know that we have components. When you be now out here as to be and you have various components. It's more my development, no, and yet development. And I can say physical self, no, you can't physical self now, your appearance, or body, or structure, or health. Sanyama way and yama here in your development. So develop one show a pumudi, one show cassie, one show posture ye where your appearance here. Because the near man now be in a store now physical self, no, not a good anymore. And I got you a say with the psychomotor self and so no skills are over. And so if you're a singer and you're tunibia and all your keyboardists are who are skills be what you want, then you develop and you top it up. You can say with your cognitive self and intellectual and no, that this is the level of knowledge, this is my level of intelligence. Above in your self-development. You can be say your moral or your ethical self. And so what you accept as right, what you accept as wrong. If you understand all these things, it helps you in your self-development. Because you can your sexual self, you can sexual your relations with the other sexual group. Me or bar, meaning say society expectation or bar me behave in this way. So then I learn certain things that will make me a lady. I need to learn certain things that makes me a gentleman. Because last time they say era ema sebi eyisua resuma yesi mema mra. Because as a man we expect some level of courage from you. As a man we expect some level of boldness from you. It's natural. And so when you have an idea of your sexual self now, then you can position yourself where so you know how to handle yourself even in the midst of ladies. Not above not debiano. You put the best of your image out. And the last one I share is your relational self. Said the only amount for doing commerce, said the only amount for ACD. And this relational self, are very important because whatever development, the nipa the benya son fast, nipa and whether your development is going on well or not. Because you will be actually book be are the 5 key factors to consider in personal development or in self-development. 5 key factors to consider in personal development. And on me person me day every February team I fire self-development. Personally, I've learned a lot. I even didn't know say there were 7 components. I was me develop all the components at the same time. And development. We're developing some components more than the other components. And I think that as I went through these studies this month, Abuame, I'm the areas of my life and I'm a neglect here. And also bet me the enemy was here. And yet for me say as a what follow in this month, and Yama be brain I mean him say in shira edi amount. Kojo Niama na John Raftery Eka and the kind self-awareness of I. And we've taken time to deal with self-awareness. Now I can say 5 key areas we here in your personal development or your self-development is a self-awareness to know yourself now. If you know yourself now, The second thing I ube here is to develop something of self-motivation. Self-motivation. And then I preached a very good message, a very touching message. Oh, Midiama, that as I left the studio, I encountered this young girl, Yenim TV3 talented kids, Emily. She on mobile for audition or Takwa would first. And so she's representing, I think, the Western region, a talented kids. And then she said, Pastor, pray for me. And she said so many things, and I had to pray for her. And and I think that there's one major thing that was lacking. It is self-motivation. She's about I didn't feel like somebody who didn't have the self-motivation and the self-encouragement. Personally, from my point of view, and I think that we are going to encourage her and to vote for her, say at least. But one-on-one, and she sounded as if said she had lost their motivation. And God, everything you are doing, self-motivation is very important in order to be developed. Say, what person a positive mindset? February year first say you develop a positive mindset. No, one of the tests I can will page you so. And said David, name call now kono cry more could be or mobile any and Joe Moyerenum have four much up in so. Then in Yanum say Bessie David Abu Bible say David encouraged himself in the Lord. And sometimes if you don't have this self-motivation, things will turn against you. It's natural. I told you people are who expect and crime program. They end up saying so many things to bring you down. And so if you want to develop your positivity, one of the very important things that you hear is the self-awareness. But the second thing, John, is self-motivation. You should be a person one person who knows how to use words to encourage yourself. That you are able to speak to your spirit and to ignite the fire in your spirit. Your ability to speak to your spirit and to ignite the fire in your spirit. And to put our bummer buona home but maybe a nyama akoso nintino who lose you positivity, who lose you positive mindset. One of the critical things, is your ability say wangasano ojana so that you can come back alive and put a better perspective of yourself. So self-motivation is very important. The analysis are now all kind of if you want to develop that self-motivation, even the extrinsic motivation here in Kransha, a free and a full. If you don't allow that extrinsic motivation to get into your heart, it will not motivate you. Because you say, "What you in as a machine says, me share unkra me can yama be nasa what to want junimu empo free yama make ya." You will not be motivated.
Sure.
And even the extrinsic motivation, and I say motivation is free and full for whole program. A year Juma only when I am able to allow it to activate the intrinsic motivation that I have. And in the program here, over now we are in a third year. Yeah, positivity. But over feel like so no still not develop a positive mindset because on allow Niema can say be running not from within or be motivated to develop himself and to give the best perspective of himself. And indeed, the foundation of that extrinsic motivation is the intrinsic motivation. One kasano the wo. It is not about what people say to you, it's about what you say to yourself. So if people are trying to encourage you and you don't allow that encouragement to get into your heart because you know angas and what you do self-motivation, because your development better change the amount. Because you have already thrown in the towel. How can you pick yourself up? And sometimes we look at the things around, and because of the failures around, we have accepted, say, and and that dampens us. And I can tell you, says extrinsic motivation, a bit generate a good intrinsic motivation. We should avoid jealousy, we should avoid competition, and we should learn from other people. I told you all the entire team a good sense of self-motivation. They say we are so jealous of other people, we are competing now with other people or be progressing program to me we have them. How? Or be progressing pono because you are living a competitive life to the extent that if somebody is able to do it, then the best thing I should tell myself, they say, so no bet me idea, then it is doable. So the achievement of other people should rather bring more of your self-motivation. If only we don't live a life of jealousy and life of competition, the achievement of other people should rather engender and empower us into that the self-motivation that we are talking about. And then the people your self-motivation, and it's ready to learn from others. Because when you say, where you declare the hour to, then they say, wait, a coin or a bit me a fast way. And today we are not share because it's encouraged by the achievement of other people. But only if I want to mean develop self motivation beyond, you are dampened by the achievement of other people. It's not right. It doesn't help in your personal development and not your self-development. When somebody is able to do it, the person is just showing a way. And the fact that the person is doing it means that there's a way, there's possibility. And so you should be motivated. And we should develop that self-motivation. About why I'm a developer, your name, our idea. Because John can idea some a free society must have free people say empathy. Or see anybody be or best setting himself on the path of personal development and as on the part of self-development beyond there's something called empathy. Now, Nema or agencies, so no, I was so amazed because if I am able to put myself in the shoes of other people, it is helping me to understand how other people think and how other people feel. And in other words, one of the teaching platforms, or say idea how to develop yourself, is when you are empathetic. Because every person who is empathetic, and he listens better than he speaks. When you develop the spirit of empathy, or develop a listening ability. When you putting himself in the shoes of other people, or develop another all-important skill. My friend said the skill of listening. When you won't develop empathy, he speaks more than he listens, because it takes a listener to be empathetic. And that is what John said. And he said, "You can say show empathy. Who show empathy? What you are doing to yourself." And they say, "Who develop a skill called a listening skill? What you mean a develop or self here." So I say every person that is empathetic, number one, he becomes a better listener. Number two, he's somebody who is able to read situations. Because maybe a situation, is able to associate with the people involved in the situation. When you were there to show concern, and you know how it feels like. When you were there to show support, you know how it feels like. When you were there to show your support, you know how it feels like. So I think the spirit of empathy, one kasana who show the spirit of empathy, it is developing your ability to understand situations. And in a situation you are able to respond better, because when you expose yourself to the feeling and the emotions of other people, you now understand how it really feels like. If you are not, the feeling is not the same. The asematun, the one name said the ninja. But now do put yourself in the shoes, you know. One of the things that help well in your personal development, they said, you are able to understand situations because you've been there. Even though and told, but a two will be now to me, they will run the shoes, that you have bits and pieces of the emotions that are around failure, emotions that are around disappointment, emotion that comes around weaknesses, emotion that comes around natural disasters, and gradually you develop your emotions to the extent that now you understand everything and how it is. Because you might make us say, well, I think the last series now make us say, I saw if I need back na me need in common or say ni you be free. And I call the old man or na. Oma kofa software ba software yi on share that my old man hoda. Eti old man ba etina ase asofo ti wona and ye adwuma ya ye ade ba ko e ka ho no. Na ani anom betina ntia na papa ne say chale mubra wu na mun free onko minim dia mo ba meka nyina. Because he knows he could read between the lines. He had matured. He had been at situations like that where people are going through pain and he had to be there to show empathy. And so as he matured through empathy, he understands situations. And so say, but in me at Yabraboasi develop himself. Platform John Eka said, about why develop himself is try to be empathetic with other people. And naturally, you see yourself developing as a good listener. And you see yourself as developing as somebody who understands situations. Somebody who can easily read situations. And to why Bibiana said, because Nini understand tone no ben on the Ukraina. And Nini Anocrat to Nebuan say can mistakes go, I didn't do that problem. So he has learned even from the mistakes of the brother. And to no one said, Yema knows and you are so mature, you are so intelligent to the extent that you have learned from the experiences of other people. And this is something that John Kaya, Martina Siajunewa, and it's very true. And as you go through all these moments, I told you about Frana or Frimu, I see a name Mammy Kokasa, I told you Mammy people say Nikuna Frimu, I see a name Mammy Kokasa. As you do those things, you realize that one Kasano who develop yourself and you are getting to understand situations. You say, baby, who's the one you're mature, but because you have been exposed to the pain of other people, now I am mature. And like I say, I did acquire a boy in our self-development, our personal development, on a platform of empathy. Number one, they say it makes you a better listener. Number two, they say it gives you the ability to read situations. Number three, they say it gives you the ability to pull support. Because we are empathetic, we are. I thought that we are not insist because we are. We be through yemwa, you do be so two or better no. Any person behind there. But sometimes it pays off. When you show empathy in the situations of other people, I thought that we were tour among phones etimiba. There's one person I call. I name Amia was a papa and the way you call in the AFA. And because this woman is there. She's just there. You can't say somebody is there. You should understand. She's just there. And so when she needed support, everybody was ready to support her. So on the platform of development, now dear here is the spirit of empathy. Makasa self-awareness, they will be dealing with it for 3 weeks now, so I won't go there. They are just me not John come once. I had dear friends empathy because I had dear one casano. Asantifuoku baby say the prayer to cheer jaya. Who baby you know say prayer na no ankasa na no awogo. And so as you develop an empathetic spirit, it's helping you to develop your emotional self in 3 dimensions. Say it is making you a better listener. It is giving you the ability to read situations. And I'm afraid when you need support in this, it helps you. Because the third thing all can is it the fourth thing, I can motivation. So the fourth thing all can about self-development, or see a friend say social dexterity. How we communicate with other people, how we relate with other people. It's very important in our personal development. And so our personal development here, can say you bet me I develop here. Good development is when it has an influence. Good development is when it has an influence. And it may say me develop me who ye, not that it is not having any influence beyond. Because just that development, no for so be and share that muscle. And share that muscle. So I should develop how I shake hands, my posture. Say the missigina, Abraham, a man for Casa. No, no crowd, or can't go see in Pukra, say, quite how fast so share the Pukra. You are supposed to develop yourself. I told them, you are quite sure the Pukra and said you to me, my man for you, said you a friend or can in album as your social dexterity, your social expressions, how you express yourself to other people. We need to take time to develop that so that we don't become social misfits. So that in every situation, we are how to conduct ourselves and how to relate with people. Because it makes us good team leaders and organizational leaders. Because so people are now how to relate with people. Say it's people you are going to work with. And so social dexterity, it is very important when we want to become leaders. When we want to be entrusted with the responsibility involve other people. It is very important. Develop how you talk to other people. Develop how you hug, how you shake. And yeah, baby, and hug a man for.
Sure.
Hug video over same job. And yeah, hug and also be one. Sometimes there are things you don't do, and there are things you do. And if you are able to develop yourself in that sense, Emma, Oko these are just 5 things that John all can, like I said, I'm just limiting to his point. If you want to develop ourselves, there are just 5 things that all can ever boy. And number 1 is self-awareness. You be aware of who we are, and like self-awareness is taking time to look through it. And then number 2, our friend is self-motivation. It's very important in our personal development. Per se, you develop only put the best part of ourselves. We need always to develop a sense of self-motivation, the ability to encourage ourselves, to speak to ourselves, and to ignite the fire within. Number 3, dear friends, said the platform of empathy. We should develop that empathetic spirit, And as we develop the empathetic spirit, it makes us better listeners. It gives us the ability to read situations. Now, me a police support whenever there's a challenger. You be here other people to support us. And number 4, August, we say social dexterity. And number 5, our response. Our friends say self-efficacy. How you respond to situations, how you respond to difficult moments, and how you respond to good moments. We need to develop all these things in our self-development. Now, as we bring all this issue on self-development to an end, we really want to develop a positive mindset, become really positive thinking people. Now, abrabo ayebo, you be free, emu akobi, but you bet me free, emu akobi, you need to be very intentional about self-development, because nobody can develop you. Obia or Abrabom is helping you. So teacher Nijna is just passing out information. So my mate Tiwa is passing out some instructions. If you go to church, the pastor is just passing out a teaching service or probably a sermon. But your real development, is how you acquire all these things here, all the knowledge now around you, all the emotional support around you, all the challenges around you, all the lessons you can pick from the failures around you. If you pick all these things now, and now in your self-development. But say yentimi ampeke sa niema we na amboye ama yentimi agire na so bi ma, we will not develop, because nobody can develop you. people can just provide the resources, they can provide the knowledge, they can provide the material. But your development is dependent on what you do with the resources, with the material, with the comfort. Because he doesn't know how to handle encouragement. And I say, church, and I say you are trying to bring the person down. And it is that person, no, he is at a position where he can't do anything when people are trying to encourage or motivate him. And so everything that is around you is there for you to pick one or two things from. Never develop now with him. But development, like from the beginning, I say, let us make it intentional. Let us make it our dream. Let us make it our purpose. Mama ya manenya ya bota ye. Mama ya na ya adia ya sheshe. Say ye betimi develop ye ho. Mama ya manenya bota ye say this February this year was we are looking at self-development. It's not just about me talking and me trying to argue my points out. I do it every time. But the foundation and the fruit of all this discussion is Niema yesua niema yeko ye nimu nyina no yebesua na yebetimi aboa yen ama yebetimi afiri baabi a yewo sesie no ne akotebia foforo a ayetebia papam tebia nkranhyewom tebia improvement wom atebia bema ya abro de timi ye ne so. And that is why we say that we have been developed or we are achieving development in our lives. But say your journey is a foforo na baboa me develop dia hey. Sometimes the help that you are looking for will not come. Sometimes the people that you have even provided the help for, they will turn their back towards you. And it make it intentional, make it passionate that I want to develop myself. And brother, I would say, is giving you another opportunity to develop yourself. If I was 40 years last year, I will be 41 this year. And that means that 1 year interval, no, it should bring a sense of development into my life. And as we add the days, as we add the weeks, as we add the months, as we add the years, no, to our ages, no, let's make sure say you from next month will be taking another thing. But they make and say, let's make it intentional. Say, day be a may add it on, week be a may add it on, month be a may add it on, year be a may add it on beyond. It is bringing a source of development me into my life so that I can always be better than I used to be. You may not be better than somebody because we are not living a competitive life, but you always have to strive that I want to be better than who I used to be. And indeed, you make a cry, meet me and a tear for a channel. But as we bring this series to a close, no. The watchword Rev.D.N.Adjei, that motivation within you, that spirit within you, know, it needs to be ignited. And so all these things, we need something called self-motivation. In all your thinking, I pray that we all want to achieve positive results. And so think positive, try to speak positive, try to act positive. For one, see positivity so that you always achieve positive results. I know Kojo is struggling to come back in. I know that we have learned something this month. Next month is March. I am a March born. And so we'll take another topic and we'll be doing series on that topic. And this month, our focus was on self-development. And please go back, listen to the tapes, for the month. Now, when you may ever boy, even as we make it intentional and we make it our purpose, we will develop so that as we enter into the new month, we enter with the dream and the purpose of developing ourselves and achieving bigger goals. When you say, don't tell them na oma ye na ye bedi wasasi so enye nhyira mfama ye wo Yesu Kristo di. Amen. Bye bye.